Hello, my friends. This is the Reverend Dr. Jerry William Daly, proud pastor of the Macedonia Baptist Church. This year, I invite you to come and join us February 24th for the 2018 Clergy Hall of Fame. It will be held at the Antioch Sports Complex. I'm excited about it being a 2015 inductee. Would you join me as we honor two godly men? Reverend Dr. Randa Drape of Maranatha Christian Church, renowned Reverend Dr. Reuben R. Shield, who pastored Friendship Baptist Church for so many years. On this special day, we will come together, local clergy, we'll fellowship, we're going to break bread and take a few photos. Won't you tell a friend, bring a friend. I can't wait to see you there. Be blessed, Pastor D. Be blessed, Pastor D.
Nothing to do this week? Don't miss another event. Go to blacksinsanantonio.com for our event calendar. The home of the largest business directory in San Antonio with an African American focus. Sign up today for our weekly e-blast and text message alerts. Help us make this a better community. Connect, empower, grow.
Because it matters to you, it matters to us. It is Black Video News with your host, Keith Scott. Black Friday Live, San Antonio. Here we go.
I want to thank you all for tuning in to Black Friday Live. I'm your host, Keith Scott. It is 2018. We got new content. We got new voices. We got new people. It is really going to be a unique year right here on Black Friday Live. And today I'm excited. You know, I always get excited about my guests. But today I got a young photographer that's been making an impact right here throughout the region of Texas. Mr. Lewis Scott is right here on Black Friday Live. Mr. Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
What's going on, my cousin?
Hey, been busy.
Man, thanks for being on Black Friday Live. Young photographer. Tell my viewers a little bit about yourself, Lewis.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm no different than anybody else, just a husband and a father that's looking to provide a better life for my wife and my daughter. So.
Okay, where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Austin. From Austin, moved to San Antonio, probably 2005. Came out here originally for school. That's why I met my wife, and just kind of got rooted out here, and been here ever since.
Okay, from the capital, huh?
Yeah.
A true-born Texan.
Oh, yeah.
Right here on Black Friday Live. But man, you know, I want my viewers to know a little bit more about you when it comes to your creativity behind the lens.
Sure.
A young photographer. How long have you been a photographer now, Lewis?
I got into photography probably 2005.
Okay.
Is when I really got into it. But I opened a business here in San Antonio in 2012.
In 2012, you opened up the business.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you a question. Was this, as a young kid growing up, you know, was this something that you wanted to do in life? Did you always see yourself being a photographer?
You know, photography has always just been the vehicle.
Okay.
It's always been the tool to get me where I'm looking to go.
Okay.
So I went to school actually for criminal justice.
Wow.
So I took a pivot. So I went to school for criminal justice. I was actually going to be a criminal defense attorney.
Okay.
So I had an emphasis on law. And so I was getting my master's. I'm one course away still to this day, an exam away from getting my master's degree. I just took a pivot.
Right.
I jumped out there and started pursuing my passions of doing something that I really wanted to do. So in a sense, photography is what I wanted to do because it allows me to incorporate all of my passions and the things that I like to do most and kind of all into one.
Where'd you go to college?
UTSA.
Went to UTSA right here in San Antonio,
yes,
huh?
Sir.
So a UTSA grad, you know, one semester away from getting your master's degree, and just kind of saw a lane that you can make an impact in and wanted to have a passion for photography.
That's true, yep.
Now, what is unique about, I want my viewers to know, what is unique about some of the things that you do behind the lens?
Well, we focus on, we're a business-to-business photography company.
Okay.
So we focus on mainly headshots. That's what I have become known for.
Okay.
Is the headshot guy. When I first got started, I was in corporate America for about 6 years.
Right.
And it was very short-lived. I had to make a decision. You know, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Okay.
Because in corporate America, as I looked around, I didn't really like what I was seeing.
Right.
So what I mean by that is I saw executives, I saw management, I saw, you know, top level CEOs all doing the same thing. They were all basically living somebody else's dreams, never really jumping out there to do what they really wanted to do. So I had to make a decision. Do I stay here for the next 30 years of my life, or do I jump out there and give myself a shot, give myself a chance at creating a life on my own terms? And so I made the jump. I jumped out there. It's a scary thing. Anytime you go from having certainty, you know, in a check, to jumping out there to the world of the unknown.
Yeah, security. You had a security blanket.
Yeah. So you really, you don't know. And so people told me I was crazy. You know, you're leaving one of the best paying jobs in the city. They're giving you bonuses, they're giving you raises. The 401k is awesome. But the type of individual that I am, I'm not after a 401k. You know, I'm looking to retire based off of my income and not based off of my age. So I left corporate America. One of the things I immediately found in my photography business is that you have to specialize. You have to find a niche. You have to find some way that we live in an on-demand world. People want what they want when they want it, and they don't have a lot of time to fumble around looking for what they want.
Yeah, microwave.
That's right. And so I would often be speaking to people, and they would tell me, you know, don't just focus just on headshots. You're gonna back yourself into a corner. But I told them that's exactly what I want. I want to back myself into a corner. I want to become the guy that's known for that thing. Right. And when I did that, that's when I saw more exponential growth in my business. So
you just stepped into your lane.
I did.
You stepped into your lane, kind of stepped out on faith.
Yep.
And just pursue what you wanted to do. Now, I know just recently, man, last year, you did a commercial for Microsoft too, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah, tell my viewers a little bit about, you know, what was the commercial all about?
Well, so Microsoft, they approached me. You know, sometimes God will put you in places that you're not necessarily qualified to be in, right? And so I'm at an event and just walking around. I always try to dress the part for whatever event.
Can you tell my young viewers that too? What'd you just say?
You got to dress the part. Perception is everything. Mm-hmm. Perception becomes your reality. So I was at this event, and a young lady, one of the Microsoft executives, she approached me and said, "Hey, we'd love for you to come and check out our booth." There were so many booths there. You had MSNBC, you have Chase, all of these people that are set up with their media booths.
Right.
And so I didn't know who she was at the time. She told me to come check out our booth. Of course, I went to go check out the booth. Right. I said, this is nice. You know, she explained to me a little bit about what they were doing. Okay. She wanted me to sit down and get it on camera and to speak for a little bit. Okay. And so I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'm kind of busy, but let me go and take care of a few things and I'll come back. Kind of slipped my mind. I wasn't paying attention to it, kind of wrote it off a little bit. Right. She came back and she found me.
She came
back. She pulled me back. She said, hey, are you ready to do your... I said, you know what, let's go. I have a few minutes. I sat down. I gave my spiel. They loved the interview. And they asked to use it on one of their segments. Okay. From there, I just built a relationship with them. Wow. genuinely, caring about them. They care about me. They have my back. I have theirs, and just kind of built from there. And the next thing I know, they're asking to do a story on my business.
Right.
And so they came down, they flew some people out, and they brought their equipment, their gear, and did a story on my company.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. You said something key too there. I tell these young brothers all the time, man, you got to dress the part.
Absolutely.
You got to dress for success. Appearance is everything, man. You show up at it trying to get a job, and you're dressed in jeans and this and that. Dude,
Absolutely.
Dress for success. See yourself successful. Then dress like that.
Absolutely. I agree.
So, just your appearance, and of course your attitude. I talk about attitude too all the time. Because if you want to fly high like an eagle, you got to have a great attitude.
Yep.
So, that's pretty good, man. Did a commercial for Microsoft, kind of got some more exposure out there for who you are and what you do. Now, you bought something here too, and it looks like you're an author too, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Lewis Scott Jr., After the Jump. Now, this young brother that wrote a book too. So, the book, man, I kind of love the title too, Lewis, After the Jump. And what do you do after you take the leap of faith? Because I just kind of talked about that. So tell us a little bit about, the storyline and what this book's all about.
Well, so I wrote the book from my heart to the hearts of whomever is reading it.
Okay.
And so I get asked on a daily basis, how do I do something? And how is really none of your business.
Okay.
But I wanted to write the book for those individuals who are really, really close to taking that jump, to jump out there, to do something that they want to do, to pursue their passions, leave corporate America, but they just don't know how. And
Right.
How is what's stopping them. Or they get out there, they jump out there, and they realize, hey, this is a little bit harder than what I thought. This is a little bit more difficult, and I need a little bit more guidance, a little bit more help to help me navigate what I need to do to elevate my life to the next level, elevate my business, my visions to the next level. So I wrote the book for them. I talk about, in the book, I talk about so many things: websites, sales strategies, the follow-up, effective marketing. All the while I'm inspiring people to become the best that they were created to be.
Okay.
And so that's really who I wrote the book for, and those were my aspirations when writing it.
Yeah, you got an interesting title down here, Dreamer's Guide to Accelerated Success. And just don't be afraid to step out on faith. Don't be afraid to be successful.
That's right.
I always say, man, I always aim for the moon, but if I don't hit the moon, maybe I'll hit a star.
That's right. You'll be amongst the stars.
Be amongst the stars,
That's
man.
right.
Really interesting. So what do you got planned, man? What's your agenda for 2018 when we talk about Lewis Scott?
Well,
what are you doing?
I have a lot going on. The business is thriving. It's doing well right now. Trying to impact a lot of lives with the book, going for bestseller.
Okay.
So I have a lot of visions of what I'm going for with the book. Just launched a faith-based clothing line, apparel. So
what's the name of it?
It's Shop Lewis Scott.
Shop Lewis Scott.
And one of the designs we just came up with is "Faith is my superpower."
Okay.
And so it really kind of leans into what you were saying as far as jumping out there on faith and doing what you really want to do. And so I have a lot of things planned for this year. We just had one of the things I really want to do as well, because I'm big on, I learned early on in my career, when it comes to work-life balance, it doesn't exist. I'm big on work-life integration. Trying to integrate my family in the things that I'm doing. So when I first got started, I would put in hour after hour after hour after hour of work of trying to, because you hear it all the time. You want to get ahead, you want to get further, work harder, grind. So that's what I was doing, putting in, 90 plus hours a week. And what I was doing at the same time is I was neglecting my family. And that is the furthest thing that I wanted to do. So this year, and it's always a goal of mine to make sure I spend as much time with my family as I can. So when I get opportunities to travel, my family is there with me. Because back to the hard work thing, that's one of the principles I put in the book, is that one of the principles that you need to be successful and remain successful is hard work. But I do hard work with the twist, with the caveat of the twist is one of the things that I learned from world-renowned speaker, author, and philanthropist Tony Robbins.
Okay, Tony Robbins. Okay.
I had the opportunity to photograph one of the events that he was at. I had a front row seat. So I was there, and so I was missing all kind of shots because I was locked in.
Yeah.
One of the things that he asked the audience was, he said, "Stand up if you have over a $100 million business." And so I'm ready to take the pictures of the one or two people that stand up in the audience, and half of the room stood up, and I'm snapping away because I'm like, I gotta meet these people. These are the people I gotta get in front of. But he told them something really, really interesting. He said, the reason you are not at a $1 billion business is because you are still a business operator and not a business owner. And so your mindset has to shift. And so what I learned is that the most successful entrepreneurs, they have a vision of being successful and doing things for themselves, but they also have a greater calling to do something for the greater good. But they think in terms of systems. You have to build systems that either build systems or become a part of a system that allows your money to go to work for you rather than you having to actually be there to make your money. Give your money a job, put it to work. And so when I started thinking systematically, another growth, another spike took place in my business. Because if you just want to work hard your whole life, if I just wanted to work hard my whole life, I would have went to my local hardware store, I would have bought a shovel, and I would have just started digging ditches all day.
Right.
But I'm after true wealth, which is the money plus the lifestyle. So one of my goals this year is not only to help myself continue to live a life by design, but to show others how to live their life by design and how to really thrive and to create that true lifestyle.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. There's a difference between being rich and building wealth.
There is. Absolutely.
You know, so that's a good analogy. How can my viewers get connected, with your business? I want you to tell my viewers exactly where your location is and tell them where they can get this book, Louis.
So you can either get the book directly on Amazon. You can go to my website, which is louis-scott.com. You can go directly to the website. You can find out more about my clothing line. You can find out more about the book. You can find out more about photography opportunities. So you can find out all of these things directly from the website as well.
Okay, and where are you located?
I'm in San Antonio.
No, you're on Bandera, you said, right?
Yeah.
Your location?
Well, for my photography.
For your photography, tell my viewers exactly where you're located.
I'm off of Nakoma here in San Antonio.
Okay, and how can they get connected if they want a headshot?
I would say the best route is to, if it's directly for photography, visit my photography website, which is scottphotographycompany.com. They can reach out to me there. They can view my work. They can see my portfolio, some of the things we've done in the past, and they can contact us right from there.
Well, man, thank you. Keep up the great work, man. Keep up the good work, man. Louis Scott right here. I want to thank you for being on Black Friday Live. Stay logged on for more. We'll be back right here on Black Friday Live.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Thank you.
You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Nothing to do this week? Don't miss another event. Go to blacksinsanantonio.com for our event calendar. The home of the largest business directory in San Antonio with an African American focus. Sign up today for our weekly e-blast and text message alerts. Help us make this a better community. Connect, empower, grow.
I want to thank you all for tuning right back to Black Friday Live right here. Today's second special guest right here on Black Friday Live. She is a silent behind-the-scenes partner of Elite Couture Boutique right here in San Antonio, Mrs. Laverne Witherspoon.
Good
How you doing, Laverne?
I'm doing great this morning, Keith. How are you?
Well, you look amazing.
Thank you.
As always.
Thank you.
I don't expect anything else. How you doing, Laverne? How's everything going in the new year?
Oh, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Everything is falling in line. I have no complaint.
No complaints. Tell our viewers a little bit about Elite Couture Boutique right here in San Antonio.
Elite Couture Boutique is a boutique that's owned by my daughter, Lakeisha Williams. A couple years ago, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and apparently she thought I was going to die. So she said, Mom, before you die, can you just give me my inheritance and let me open up a business and you can monitor me and groom me, you know. But by the grace of God, I'm still here. I'm still thriving. And I went ahead and I invested in the business for my daughter. And today I am so amazed of how she have taken it to new levels in the community, internet, internationally, on social media, Facebook, Instagram. She's just doing her thing.
Now, kind of just, left her a business, but you're behind the scenes now. For my viewers out there, you design and do all of the clothing for my viewers.
Yes.
So tell my viewers a little bit about what your role is with Elite Couture.
My role is her designer. I design jewelries like this beautiful necklace that I'm wearing today. I design the outfits. What I do, I make them for her, and then I give them to her. She put them in her boutique, and the sales take off.
Now, you guys do something a little interesting. You do have a really unique facility. Yes. For my viewers out there, if you're interested in seeing the clothing and the jewelry that Miss Laverne does. But you purchase it online, if I'm not mistaken,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Tell my viewers a little bit about how they can get merchandise.
You can get merchandise on Laverne_101. That's our Instagram page. And then our second Instagram page is Elite Couture SA, and that's on Instagram. You can go on Elite Couture Boutique on Facebook. You can go on Visions 2000 Hair Spa Lounge and Boutique on Facebook. And all merchandise are on those websites.
Now, one of the things that is really unique about Miss Laverne and Elite Couture and her daughter is that you may not be able to get the same piece once it's done, right?
Exactly. No two pieces are alike. Even with my jewelry, no two pieces are alike. I wire wrap, and I wire wrap as I see it in my mind. I can't draw, so everything that I design, excuse me, it comes from what I see. I may be sleeping 2 o'clock in the morning and a design pops in my head. Believe it or not, I jump up and I start cutting out. I cut out on little pieces of paper, and then I transfer that design to fabric.
Now, do you do that with the clothing as well?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. No two pieces is ever alike. And the reason for that is I don't want everybody walking around San Antonio looking alike. So you want to be different. You want to be like, where did you get that from? oh, well, I got it from Elite Couture Boutique. The designer is Laverne Witherspoon. Her daughter is Lakeisha Williams. And that's what drives people to come to us for their unique pieces.
Yeah, and I still wear my necklace that you gave me last year with the little Texas emblem on it.
Yes.
But now I want my viewers, I want to just kind of shift gears because you really got some unique things that you're going to be taking part of this year.
Yes.
And I know you got a fashion show coming up for the 300 Tricentennial this year. Tell my viewers a little bit about what's going to be taking place with the fashion show.
The fashion show that's going to be taking place on 16 February 2018 at the Joe Long Carver Center is application that I applied for a year ago, maybe 2 years ago when it first came out that they were going to showcase San Antonio 300 year. So I applied for it, didn't think nothing of it. Really and truly, I didn't think I would get accepted. And maybe 6 months into my application, I got a call in saying that I was accepted and would I be willing to do the Black History Month portion of the fashion show. And that fell right in line with what I wanted to, what my dreams were anyway. So I said yes, and I started planning, put everything in motion, and here we are, it's February.
Black History Month,
Yes.
and I do want to acknowledge Black History Month, but then also too, you have some other stuff that has kind of opened up some doors for you.
Yes.
Just briefly touch on LA, New York, and then also Paris too.
Yes. Well, last year, on my Facebook page, Elite Couture Boutique, there was a message sitting out there, and my administrator, Lydia Jonas, called me and said, Miss Laverne, you have an important message on your page. And she read it to me, so I got on there and I looked at it, and I still save it to this day. It said, I'm admired by your pieces, and I would like for you to give me a call to see if we can get you in LA for Fashion Week 2018. I was like, this is a joke. And that was one of my dreams, to always make it to the runway in LA, Paris. That was my dream, and I always shared it with my models. And so I called the person up, and she said, yes, can you send me a couple of your samples? And immediately that day, I didn't put it off. I went straight to the post office. I mailed her a couple of my samples, and she said, you don't need to mail anymore. Would you be available? And believe it or not, it was supposed to be September of this year. And she called me and said, can you be available to do the show in March? And, not being too excited on the other end, I was like, oh my gosh. So I told her, let me look at my calendar, and I would call her back, knowing that I was already going to say yes. So I called her back the next day, and I told her, my calendar was available, and I would be more than happy to participate for the March show. So here we are, next month, the 31st of March, my pieces will be showcased on LA Fashion Week. But beyond that, what I did, somebody had to give me a platform, and I'm so grateful to Carl and Keith, because they did give me a platform as they showcased their business last year. So what I decided to do, I have 3 interns that I work with. One of them is from Incarnate Word, Tara Alexander, and the other 2 is from Incarnate Word, Kayla Norwood, and then the other one is from Austin Fashion Institute, Miss Austin Hosley. So those 3 young ladies are going to accompany me to LA, and I'm going to have at least 2 of their pieces on the runway with me as far as my paying forward.
Man, that's good stuff, Laverne. I see doors are opening up for Elite Couture Boutique, going from New York to LA to Paris
to Milan.
You got some really great things taking place. For my viewers, what's the date for Fashion Week for the 300 Tricentennial? What's the date again?
February 16th, 2018. The doors are going to open at 6 p.m. You don't want to miss it. The flyers are out there. We're Ticketmaster, we're on Eventbrite, and we're on my webpage.
Yeah, and please give them your webpage for those that are interested in looking or purchasing some of that unique merchandise that you have. How can they get connected, Laverne?
www.elitecoutureboutique.com.
Well, Laverne, I want to thank you. It's truly always an honor to see you. Make sure you give my regard to the Colonel as well. I want to thank Laverne. I want to thank Mr. Lewis Scott Jr., photographer here in San Antonio. You know, it's Black History Month. We want to acknowledge all of our trailblazers and pioneers that have made it possible for people like me, people like Laverne, to have a platform, to have a voice, and to be entrepreneurs. I'm Keith Scott. We'll see you next time right here on Black Friday Live. As always, be encouraged.